Welcome back, fellow trophy hunters, platinum getters, and YouTube watchers. In this Trophy Fest bonus video, we are doing the Final Transmission DLC for Callisto Protocol. There is no difficulty trophy attached to this game, but since I did the main game on the hardest difficulty, I thought, I might as well do it again for the DLC as well and just keep up the painstaking journey. Let me tell you, it was a mistake. The base game was not hard at all. However, this DLC, they do not care. Literally will just throw you in a room with 10 enemies and tell you good luck. Most everything kills you 2 to 3 hits. I can't wait to show you guys some of these fights that I went through. The pain is unreal. But the first thing is first. We start the DLC in a random room. This game does not waste any opportunity to start throwing enemies at us. Our goal is to make it to Mahler so we can escape. We go through the hallway of despair where it seems like all the exploity crawlers will just not leave and they keep spawning and just won't quit coming. It is ridiculous. And before we make it to Mahler's lab, let me just show you like some of the bullshit that this game does. Oh look, the guy just right out of nowhere comes gets us. What's that? There's 3 of them right there. I mean, thankfully at this point in the game, you should have upgraded like your weapon, so it's not like annoying, but trust me, it gets a lot worse. Eventually we get to Mahler's lab, and the only reason I know it's her lab is because of the infected that was in the base game just hanging out there. Funny how everything else got destroyed, but no, not the guy that's just sitting there in that prism. He's got to survive. Anyway, we had the opportunity to earn our first trophy here. They add this cool lock-picking mechanic, and if you can do it under 7 seconds, it unlocks a trophy quick pick. I did not get it this first lock because the first time I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this? But it's actually a pretty cool mini game, and I thought it was a cool addition. I wish they would have like more stuff like that in the base game. And now I'll let the cutscene play out to explain what we're doing in this DLC.
For what? None of this makes any sense.
It's just your mind playing tricks. You've been through a terrible trauma.
And what about you? There's no escape for me? What changed?
You did. I saw what you were willing to do. I regret what I've done, but we have to keep fighting. We have to finish this. Now listen, there's an escape ship waiting for us. Get to the loading bay and I'll meet you there.
Yeah, and then what? Why don't we just fly out of here?
With the most important cargo of all. I've downloaded all of my files to a series of drives. The first one's there. You'll find others along your way. You gave Danny a piece of the puzzle, but recover them all and we can expose Cole. Put a stop to his plans.
Yeah. Right, one last job. They're fine, I'm in.
Now that we got the gist of what we're doing here, we get our first collectible, the data drive. There's going to be 8 of them in the whole entire DLC, which beats the 40 or whatever that was in the base game. Thank God. And these ones too are more obvious. Not saying all the ones in the base game weren't obvious, but some of them were like in like weird rooms. For the most part, these ones are all pretty much out in the open. I'll pop the trophy when we get to the last one, so you know like if you missed one at where out in the story, it should have popped. Anyway, let's go to the next room where we see a new enemy type. Hooray! It's a biobot. He's a bot who's human or bot turned infected. I don't know. I know there's a trophy to take one of these out, so I figured at this point I should just take this guy out so I don't have to worry about it later in the game. Oh, how wrong I was for taking this on. You end up fighting so many of these assholes later in the game, I wish I would have just snuck past him and got the trophy later. These enemies are not awful when you fight like one-on-one, but when there's a group of them, let me tell you, it's so freaking frustrating. To kill these biobots, we do get a trophy, keep fighting. But you see what he's doing right now, he's pretty much like 3 hits, you're dead. And he killed me quite a bit. Anyway, let's go back to the vents and let's play our song one more time. God, it feels good to be back in the vent. Now when we ride to the next room, this game does give us one of the coolest ways to dispose of an enemy. It's the circular saw blades. You can use your GRP and grab them and instant kill enemies. It's so freaking cool. Definitely one of the highlights of the DLC in my opinion. For most of the DLC, it just feels like they kind of set you in a room and they just keep releasing waves of enemies till you clear them out, which I guess is kind of like the main game. But for some reason the DLC just doesn't feel like it serves a purpose. Like, hey, we couldn't think of any more story to add, so here's just waves after waves of enemies, which is kind of weird because they do have the riot mode too, which is just a mode where you literally are fighting waves of enemies. Anyway, we'll get through these wave of enemies, and you'll see one of the... In this next section, you get to see like one of the coolest looking backgrounds, I would think, in this whole entire game. And honestly, it just kind of reminds you, like, this game looks so freaking good, dude. Like, if they could do like a background like that, like, God, it's just amazing. Like, look at the ship. It's all cool and infected looking, and that's just like in the background, man. Like, oh, I love that. I'm guessing the game doesn't have like a lot of story beats because the whole game you're by yourself and you're just trying to find Muller the whole time. So I guess that's why there's like a lack of story. But they do have puzzles, which is kind of cool, like the lockpicking minigame, and then they do add this other puzzle, which the base game, thinking back to it, I don't think they had any puzzles whatsoever. But after figuring out this puzzle, it'll bring us to the sewer area. Because, of course, why can't we have a sewer area?
Something's wrong.
Oh yeah, our blind friends are back from the main game. Yay! The sewer section isn't too long in this. Literally just go over the stairs and we'll get to a ladder. Just take out of them. And then we get to one of my favorite parts of the game. It doesn't make any sense, Jacob. And I wanted to listen to his whole audio log here because in this area, it's so cool. So in order to get this next trophy, because it is missable, you're going to want to keep doing like loops around. If you go straight back, the loop, you won't do any loops. But if you do it, I think you have to do it like 5 times, the endless loop. And like each time, you'll see like something missing from that sign that said like turn back or leave or whatever. And then you'll see like bugs, but more and more bugs will just keep popping up. Dude, I just thought this was so nicely done and so cool. Like, I wish they kind of had like more stuff like this too in the base game, where it was more like, you know, psychological messing with like with Jacob. Because I mean, with everything that you're seeing and the amount of people that you're seeing like die and stuff, you know, obviously it's gonna affect you in some type of way. So it would have just been cool to like see some of that in the game. But not that I didn't enjoy the base game. I did enjoy the base game. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I'm going to show off some cool stuff in this. And then after about your 5th time around, you're going to get this gate fuse. And then you're going to want to turn back and go through. And you're going to see a door that says regret. And you're going to use the gate fuse to go through that door that says regret. And you're going to see one of the escape pods. But we get another trophy that is, this isn't about escaping. Oh, doesn't it send chills down your spine?
That's not real. There's nothing there.
And this is where I should have waited to fight the Biobot, because guess what? No matter what, you have to fight him here to get to the next area. So I pretty much just wasted my time fighting him earlier in the game. Not that he was like particularly hard, but I could have saved like my resources and stuff. Not during this game though, it's not like I ever really struggled for resources. But I could have sold more and got more upgrades and stuff.
Mechanical and biological.
But, you know, after a few Biobots, I'm starting to feel confident. I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe this game isn't really as hard. Like, maybe it's like a little bit more challenging than the DLC, but it's kind of just like the base game. It's not too difficult, and, you know. But let me tell you, I was in for a world of pain when I entered the next room. I'm literally going to put a death counter to how many times I died in this stupid freaking room. It's filled with stalkers. And you see how much my health is right now, right? Not too bad. I'm like maybe 2-3 shades away from green. Not too bad. But guess what? If you don't hear them, one shot at that amount of health. I was livid. How many times I literally went through this freaking room. And the thing was, I would be thinking, oh, I'm pretty much done. I've got this. No, there's more, and there's more, and there's more. At one point, I had it down to a science. I'm like, okay, I'm going to use these blades. Boom, boom, boom. You're done. Okay, another one comes from that area. Let me just do the same thing. Turn around, because there's going to be one there. All right, then I'm counting them all. And then guess what? One sneaks up behind me again, because they're all crawling on the walls. At this point, I'm like, oh, I dodged them. All right, cool. I got this at this time. I've already killed 5 of them. There possibly couldn't be any more, right? No, of course not. Let me get a blade just in case. Alright, coast is clear. Nope. Over. It got to a point where I was getting a rhythm. I'm like, alright, the first one pops out of there. I just kill him with my assault rifle, turn around real quick, grab one of the discs, try to take out this one. And that would be like how it started off. So I'm like, alright, usually that's how it happens. And then another one will spawn. It's just, this room, man, it nearly broke me. I really, at this point, I was like, should I just switch it to like the normal difficulty? Because like, what am I trying to prove? I'm not getting a trophy for doing it on the hardest difficulty. I'm not gaining anything from it. I'm just giving myself a headache. But that's what quitters say. And we're going to keep going because we're going to get this freaking trophy, man. And I don't care if there's no trophy for doing it on the hardest difficulty. I'm going to do it, damn it. Just for my own... I don't even know. I guess I just like to punish myself, is what it comes down to. But just look at how many there is, man. And they're just crawling all over the walls. You never know when they're going to pop up behind them. And that's why I started hovering behind there, because I'm like, okay, I can see all of them mostly. Look at that guy just freaking out on the wall. God, man, this room was... God, it was so annoying. And then look, after all that, I still go down. I think, generally, I spent an hour to an hour and a half just in this room. I don't remember all my deaths, but I think I died probably, if I were to guess, because at one point I just stopped counting. I think I probably died at least 30 times in this room. Maybe? We'll just go with 30, because I stopped keeping count after a certain point. I never thought I would be so happy to hear Mahler's voice. Oh, I ended up trying to justify this in my head because I'm like, well, eventually I want to do hardcore and contagion mode. These are just going to be harder, so I should just keep doing maximum security difficulty so I can get ready for those. Because in order to 100% this game, you need to beat the game like 6-7 different times. I'm probably not going to do trophies on hardcore mode or contagion mode. I mean, maybe if these videos pop off and you guys want to see it, I'll do it. But I think we've done enough Callisto Protocol on this channel now. The next room, we see our good old friend the Biobot back. And we get a little bit of background story on him.
For even though Cole and I took different paths, we each had the same goal in mind. Like you.
So obviously we have to go investigate him.
Ironically, this particular mistake made
Look at that disgusting creature. Blech. Freaking gross. And then what does this jerk do? Ends up breaking our freaking weapon. And of course, without our baton, how can we defend ourselves? So now we have to play all stealthy. Which you do get into like a couple fights without your baton, and let me just tell you, it feels so weird because it's such a major mechanic with like the dodging and weaving and hitting them and to like stun them back. It's so weird, dude. Like it just you literally feel naked without it. But that's okay, because we're going to our safe place, the vent, and it feels so good to just know, hey, nothing can get us in here. We don't have to worry about anything.
And the business, we call this foreshadowing.
What's that? Run! The freaking vents are coming to life, and the freaking fans are coming towards us, dude. What the hell is this? We're supposed to be safe here. But no, it's just death trap after death trap. Then we finally make it to our destination, the watered down graveyard of biobots. Well, these are just regular security bots by the looks of it. But we're so close to finding our new weapon, you can almost taste it. That guy kind of scared me while I was editing this. I was like, whoa, I forgot about that. The only thing that's separating us from our new weapon is one more of those freaking locks. Which, I think this is the lock where I got the 7 seconds or whatever. Maybe this wasn't the one. No, because I'm doing it so slow. Oh my god, what was I thinking? Jeez, I really cut it close here. Oh my god. But grabbing the hammer, we unlock a new trophy. The kinetic hammer is a cool weapon, but honestly, I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I do prefer the baton more than the hammer. With the hammer, you can hold R1 and you can do like this weird electric attack that sends like shockwaves to the ground and hurts enemies, but you gotta wind up the attack. I just prefer hitting them the old way, but it also makes it possible at points where they're just throwing these biobots at you. Not just one at a time, not even just two at a time, sometimes there's 3 or 4. They just come in waves to attack you and it gets so old so fast. However, in the next area is another hidden trophy we can get by destroying all the yellow boxes in the area. It's not that bad, just go through all the biobots in the area and then just focus on the crates, which will unlock it. Don't let it mellow. Then everybody's favorite game, you'll get random flashbacks of different enemies popping up at you. You'll see a red flash, and then next thing you know, you're just surrounded by, I don't know, a wave of them. I mean, the only good thing is that you go near them, and sometimes, you know, they'll just disappear, but sometimes they're real. Sometimes you're just surrounded by 8, 7, 10. There's just, honestly, just a huge group. Thankfully, like with the hammer, you can pretty much take them out with one hit, but just them, like, spawning everywhere, dude, it gets so frustrating. And sometimes, like, the hammer attack, look, it didn't even do anything there. Like, I just prefer the baton, man. If I'm being honest, I just prefer the baton. Which I guess they do a good job of what's real and what's not real. Well, you gotta be kidding me, dude. We don't have to fight the 2-head again. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Oh, he wasn't real. You know what? Thank God, dude, because I did not want to fight him again. Now we're in the final area. All we have to do is just get 3 of these gate fuses, and we're clear as day. The first room we enter is like some type of refrigeration room. This is the room where we're going to end up finding our last data disk, so we'll pop that trophy here. And this room wouldn't be so bad, but of course. I'm fighting one biobot, right? I'm like, alright, this isn't too bad. He's annoying, and the biobots hit really hard. And you have to hit him like right there, or they'll like release some electricity, but look, he'll just come out of nowhere and punch you, and you die. It's so frustrating, dude. And I know what you guys are thinking, trophy. If it's that difficult, or if you're getting that annoyed, why don't you just turn down the difficulty? It's the principle. It's the principle of it. I can't turn down the difficulty because I've already made it this far in the game. Eventually we get a game plan together, and of course go to our trusty assault rifle and try to keep them right next to each other so we don't have to worry about one of them sneaking up behind us. God, I hate that. Luckily, sometimes if you time the hammer right, you can actually hit both of them at the same time, which is nice. And then sometimes I'll just be wildly swinging and just praying to God that I be hitting them. And sometimes when they do like that, a little electrical attack, it like sets them like back a little bit, and it's just, oh, it's so nice to finally get it. At this point of the DLC, I was like, bro, I just want to get this over with. But behind these crates, we'll find our last data disk, and we'll unlock the trophy.
There's still a chance.
Now, remember how bad I was complaining about the stalker room? Oh, just wait. Just wait till we do the garbage chute. I'll let this cutscene play out a little bit.
Jacob!
What are you doing here?
The ship's close. We just have to reach the loading bay.
Watch out!
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my god!
And that starts the fight. And let me tell you, this fight is pure hell. You're fighting a biobot, that's cool. But you see that little red arrow that was behind there? Yeah, it's another biobot. Which I know what you're thinking, Trophy, you've been dealing with this all game, you should be used to it. Yes, but when you get to that part where you're fighting them, and you're like, alright, this is cool, but then you don't really know like what's gonna happen next, that's when it gets frustrating. I'm like, oh, finally, look, I killed him. Everything's cool. Let me use my health injector because I want to live and I want to keep going. There's another one. Alright, that's not too bad. Of course I missed that, which is frustrating. And then look, an acid spitter's over there. Instant knockdown. Sometimes too, I would just be losing track of enemies. I'm like, alright, they're both right in front of me. I smacked them. I should be good. Turn around, boom, dead. Oh, that's fine. I got this. I'll just focus on doing the biobots. Let me get this guy. Okay, everything's cool, right? He hits me, whatever, it's annoying. I just pray at this point, and then of course like the acid guy spits at me, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Look, it's dude. It would just be dumb ways I'd die, man. I'm like, okay, dodge, then I get hit, whatever. He does a little explode thing. Alright, I'm good, killed him. And then he just instant punches my face off, and then I would have died anyway because of the acid spitter. So then just like the stalker room, I was like, okay, I'm just going to use these discs. I'm going to try to take out one of these robots as fast as possible. Sometimes when you shoot him in the head, you get like a little bit of stun right there. And I'm like, all right, if I can knock him out at least, and then just try to focus one-on-one, I'll just make it easier for myself. I go to the next side. I try grabbing the freaking things off that. I'm like, all right, just keep hitting him, just keep hitting him, just keep hitting him. Use everything that I have like around me. Maybe I should have used those on the infected instead of the biobots, but like these first two biobots, for whatever reason, were just giving me so much trouble, man. And I just kept struggling, like, and at this point too, I was just getting so frustrated, I wasn't even dodging. I was like, I don't even care, I'm just gonna keep swinging my hammer and hope with Thor's might I can just beat this. But let me tell you, it wasn't that easy, man. Honestly, I thought I was going to do like a 15-minute episode on the DLC, not even that. But then like starting to play it, I'm like, I can't shut up about this game. It's driving me crazy. God, it was driving me crazy. And the worst part is, I like had this false sense of hope. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Oh my god, I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because I got them all killed. And I was like, it's over. No, man. More infected. Actually, I think that yeah, no. There's more infected keep coming through, and you're like, alright, it must be over with now, right? Wrong. Wrong. Biobot just comes out of nowhere. And it's like, dope. How many enemies are you gonna throw at me in this one freaking room, man? It's so frustrating. Yes, another one. Your eyes are not deceiving you guys. Your eyes are not, and then sometimes too, like with like a little like radar, I'll be like, oh my god, there's another one coming at me, there's another one coming at me. It's just, this one didn't take me as long as the stalker room, but this one just felt more unfair because of how many biobots they throw at you and the spitter. I just, god dude. I hated it. I forgot that I died here. Now that I'm actually like going back and like watching the footage, yeah, I tried scumming it with doing the R1 attack, but I could never get that R1 attack to like work well for me for whatever reason. I don't know, I just couldn't do it. But I was on this room for about another hour. This room, the stalker room, and then the last boss. I think each one of those rooms alone took me about just an hour and a half just to do each one of the rooms, which is just so frustrating, man. And yes, I know what you guys are gonna say. Trophy, get good, get good. And you're right, I should get good. But it's just like when this combat is designed for you to take on one enemy at a time, and then sometimes you'll have one in front of you and one behind you, and you can't just dodge the one that's behind you because you're focusing on the one in front of you, or at least Jacob is. So it's like, you know, what do you do in a situation like that? You just die, you know? And you pray to God that these guys just drop health. And if they don't, it's just game over, honestly. See? Jacob, this whole game doesn't make any sense. God damn it. Now that we got all the fuses, we can open up the hatch. Now, I made a grave error doing this. What I should have done at this point is I should have bought every amount of ammo that I could. But I was thinking in my stupid little brain, no, I'll be fine. I don't need to do that. I'm sure that the last boss won't be that bad. Honestly, I didn't even know it was going to be a boss because I didn't know anything about it while I was playing this game. I went into the DLC blind. I've never played the Final Transmission DLC. But knowing now, I should have bought all the ammo I could have.
I can't keep running from you.
Soon everything will become clear.
I just think like the stairwell into like hell and like seeing like all like this stuff, I thought this was really cool, honestly. I thought it was a really nice touch.
There's no escape for me.
And look, I should have took this as a notice too. Look, there's one more reforged down here. Everything about this screams final boss fight, but I'm so naive and I was just so ready to be over this DLC, man. Let's watch this cutscene together. Yup. You guessed it. The last boss. It is Muller. Yep. And look at that health bar. We're in for a fun time. Honestly, Muller's not too bad. It's just like, it's such a long fight that it's annoying. And it's like, you see, like, I was doing decent damage with the assault rifle and all that. I just didn't have like the ammo for it. And then she has like this one attack. Not that one. That one's pretty easy to dodge, but she like charges you and she'll like, I think she'll do it here, yeah, here. And you can block it, but no matter what, you're still taking a little bit of damage each time. And so what I would do for like a strat is I would just run across, I'd like keep hovering around like the circle thing. So whenever she was running or she was shooting, I'd use that to block it. And then I would just try to do that to like keep her away. I'm going to pop the final trophy here now and just kind of talk about the rest of the DLC. And of course I didn't craft like any health, which I should have. I know they do have like some of the bars up there, and I could be lucky enough and maybe some of them would have the HP. But see, like that ground pound attack, dude, that got me like 3 or 4 times. It was so annoying. There was one time when I was fighting her, it was like one of my furthest attempts, she was like literally down to like a slither of her health. But I ran out of ammo, and I was too afraid to like do the combat with her, because I was like, oh, she does a ground pound attack, dude, I'm just gonna die. So I just kept on trying to like find stuff like to throw at her, because there's plenty of stuff in the thing to use to like kill her, but like sometimes she'll like shoot projectiles at you, or sometimes she's angled at a position where you can't really get to her, you know what I mean? Overall, I mean, the DLC was fun. If you were to do it, I would not recommend doing it on maximum security, just because I just feel like it's a headache and you're not getting a trophy out of it, so like why even put yourself through that hell, you know what I mean? But overall, I'd say the DLC was really fun for the most part, and I did like what they added, like the puzzles were cool. Honestly, fighting Dr. Kalen was pretty cool. I think if I would have done it on a lesser difficulty, I would have had more fun, but also, honestly, if I would have just crafted more ammo and some health, I think I would have been fine. It's just, I was not like really set up for this fight. I didn't know this fight was happening, and there's like some point like down the line where I'm like, oh, if I would just, like at the beginning of the game, I'd be like hitting her with my hammer till she was like, I took away at least like a quarter of her health, which then at that time when like everything that I had left for like ammo, it wasn't too bad. But I'm gonna fast forward now to like one of the like when I did kill her, because dude, you guys see how much health I ended up surviving on. It's ridiculous. Also, her teleporting and shit was so annoying, because you're like, where is she? Next thing you know, 5 fireballs are like freaking spitting out and trying to hit you, and it's like, dude, what the heck? Oh, dude, it's right there. I'm like, oh, I didn't even see her there. And then she'll start spitting them, and I'll be blocking. But yeah, some of her death things that she does to you is pretty cool. That one was like just kind of like a normal attack, but there'll be like one where she'll like shove you in her mouth. I'm gonna find that one before I end the video and everything. If you guys do get this far, I appreciate you guys watching. I love y'all. Y'all are the best. I hope you're enjoying the Trophy Horror Fest. And I hope you enjoyed the Callisto Protocol, this video, and, well, this is the bonus video and the main video for the game. I almost didn't do this, but then I was like, you know what, I should add the final transmission, because I do want to play it anyway. And if you do want to see me do like a hardcore mode or the contagion mode, which apparently the contagion mode is permadeath, and each enemy, or like the more you get further in the game, the harder it gets. And I guess I don't think the New Game Plus goes with that game, so I don't think you get like any of your upgrades. I know that's how it is in Hardcore too. Hardcore, you don't get any of your upgrades because it's like a whole new game mode. And then also there's another set of DLC trophies that is just for New Game Plus, and upgrading like all your weapons, so like the skunk tank, your shotgun, the assault rifle, your baton, your GRP. Yeah, I might, I don't know, this game, dude, it's fun, but like playing it back to back to back to back to back doesn't sound fun. I mean, I guess unless I'm like speed running it, but at that point, you know, I don't know. Honestly, I did not think this video was going to be like 30 plus minutes, closer to 40 minutes. I honestly thought I was gonna do like a quick 15-minute video, but then like seeing like the sections that I really struggled on, I really wanted to talk about them. But yeah, I'll cut some of this out, and I'll add like the cool parts. I'll probably add like a couple, like I said, a couple death animations, so you guys can see that. But you do have to see like how much health I survived on. It's freaking wild, dude. When I finally killed her. All right, hold on. I am gonna just play out the last part of the fight. I'm not gonna do the hyped Survivor or Eye of the Tiger music for this one. Probably just end it here. But if you guys do want to watch the rest of the fight, you can, and I'll leave the ending for the DLC here as well. I do appreciate you guys watching. I know I've said it before, but honestly, even if you just take like a time to, even if you don't even watch the whole video, if you watch like a minute or two, even if you give me that out of your day, like, I just appreciate that. And it's cool to like try to make stuff, and you know, I'm not great at this, but I'm trying to get better and better, and that was kind of the whole goal of Trophy Horror Fest, was just to see if I could make 31 videos in this time frame. And I mean, I wish I would have started earlier than I did, because now that it's getting closer to October, I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish them all. But I still had fun, and I've been getting better, or at least I think I'm getting better at writing scripts. This one, I kind of didn't write a whole script for. I only wrote like parts and like talk points to see how I would do with it. But I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it. And Callisto Protocol, I think, is a good game. Definitely get it while it's on sale. Because I got this. The only reason I did do the DLC 2 was, one, I never played it, and two, I think I got the whole DLC pack for like $2 or $3. It was just on sale like last week. So I was like, well, you know what? I might as well take advantage of this, because I'm going to be playing the game anyway, and I did want to play the DLC back in the day, so. Well, at this point I'm just rambling, so I'll just let the video end, and you can see literally, if you do, no one's probably made it this far in the video. It's a 40-minute video. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you've got to see how much health that I lived, even if you just fast forward to that part. Like, dude, I literally, if she would have sneezed on me, it would have been over. But alright guys, I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you're enjoying the Trophy Horror Fest. And at this point too, if you have any suggestions, leave them there, because I'm probably still looking for games to play, because let me tell you, there's some horror games, but there's some horror games, you know what I mean? Because some of those games, I'm like, Jesus, dude, like, how did this even get on the PSN shop? But alright, yeah, I'm rambling on now. Talk to you guys later.
chance.
It can't be.
Why didn't you listen?
Jacob, are you with me?
Almost there.
Final report, Dr. Caitlin Marler. I found him in the Warden's Tower and dragged him here. His link to Danny's core still active. I used this connection to upload the full details of the experiment. Whether it will be received, I can't say. But it was our only hope to get the truth out there. To turn his sacrifice into opportunity.
Data transfer complete.
Finally. Jacob, you did it. And now, your fight is done.